talk about authoritarian regimes, they're lying about me and then trying to deplatform me. 26 companies working in concert, violating the Sherman Antitrust Act, and now Senator Warner and Senator Wyden have said, quote, there's thousands of sites worse than Alex Jones. So we're becoming like Cuba, we're becoming like Vietnam, we're becoming like China. So regardless of what people think about me or the straw men, should I have a First Amendment, or should these companies be able to violate the whole Safe Harbor Act and all that and then ban conservatives en masse?
Yeah, I don't know anything about your site, man.
No, but about the First Amendment.
Yeah, I support the First Amendment. I just ask questions about it.
I know. You were the only one that brought up China. Are you aware of the deplatforming going on?
In China?
No, here. Big tech companies are purging conservatives. They're shadow banning people en masse.
Yeah, well, my broader concern is that what we are trying to do in terms of preventing foreign interference in our elections, that technology could be used by authoritarian governments to argue, we want you to do the same thing against people that are in our country operating. For example, for them, misinformation would be something like the truth. For them, sowing instability would be supporting democracy and free speech.
But the Democrats
Were
are
you
doing
satisfied
what you said
with the
China
answers
does.
that you got from Sheryl Sandberg and Jack Dorsey on that question?
I think Facebook now I think it's important for them not to comply with any efforts to sort of go after freedom of expression.
What about the Democrats purging conservatives?
He's
not answering it. Just the Republicans are acting like it isn't happening. Thank God Trump is.
Well,
It's weird, man.
Oh, yeah, it's really weird. There's no purge of conservatives.
I don't know.
There's no shadow banning.
Who is this guy?
are you concerned about bias in social media?
Yeah, who's this guy? We
Are you
deplatformed.
concerned about bias in social media?
Well, I think the bigger bias is against freedom of expression. Everybody should be. There's a look. I support going
it's
after.
happening here, but you say I don't exist.
Is that a heckler or a press gaggle?
Look at this guy. He's saying that I don't exist, and they're deplatforming.
I just don't know who you are, man. I don't read weird websites.
Sure, and they
So
demonize me in these very hearings, and then he plays dumb.
Here's the question.
Infowars.com, you know what it is.
Does Google, does Facebook, does
That's why you
Twitter,
didn't get elected,
do they need to be regulated do they need to be regulated?
Marco Rubio the snake. Little
dumbass.
frat boy here.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Who are you, man?
Yeah,
Who's
sure.
this guy? I swear to God, I don't
You
know
better
who you
hope
are,
you can
man.
deplatform me. Tens of millions of views.
Infowars.
Bigger than Rush Limbaugh. He knows who Infowars is.
but
Playing this joke over here. That's why the deplatforming didn't work.
But here's the question. Here's a question.
Hey, don't touch me again, man. I'm asking you not to touch me.
Well, sure, I just patted you nicely.
I know, but I don't want to be. I don't know
You
you,
want me to
man.
get
I don't know
arrested?
who you are.
It's not just good
You're not
to
going to
take
get
my
arrested,
First
man.
Amendment.
You're not going to
It's
get
not just
arrested.
enough
I'll
to
take
take my
care of it
First
myself.
Oh, he'll beat me up.
I didn't say that.
You didn't know who I am,
either.
but he's so
I'm just saying.
mad. You're not going to silence me. You're not going to silence America.
But there are people.
You are literally like a little gangster thug.
There are people in this country who
Rubio
feel
just threatened to physically take care of me.
there are people who
Look at
feel
that.
that they're being
We already got rid of our First
being
Amendment.
silenced. They feel like
He tells you China's the problem, which it
by
is,
these
but
big
they're taking
companies
our
like
free speech
Google,
right now.
social media platforms, Facebook,
There goes Rubio.
Twitter. Do you believe that these platforms need to be regulated like a public utility, and how do you go about doing that?
Well, I prefer not to. I prefer competition take care of that. But obviously, we're going to watch closely to make sure that these tools that are being used. I mean, one thing is to say we're going to go after foreign interference designed to sow instability.
But it's already going on here.
Another thing is to
The
say we're
Democrats
going to
are
go after
raping the
free
Republicans.
speech. Because at some point, someone
The
has to make a
Democrats are raping
determination. What's the
Infowars.
difference between, misinformation from abroad and differences of opinion within the United
and
States?
that's
It's a
happening
very
here.
fine line, and that's something we need to be careful about. We don't overreach in that direction.
But then he doesn't know
so
about
these
Infowars being
companies
banned. He doesn't know
have
about
to
the
be
top
very
story in the
careful about
country.
how they, not just how they apply that within the United States,
Infowars.com.
but they don't.